Hello, mayors. Hello, mayoresses. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. We're here to start another episode of Bahia by Barboza. If you like this series, please leave your like at the beginning of the video. If you're not subscribed yet, man, there are a lot of people watching the videos here who aren't subscribed. Sometimes they even think they are, but they're not. So check it out and you'll really help me out, all right? And if the Hypar option shows up, you already know I won't even comment on it. Well, let's take a stroll around our state. We start with a view of the industrial district, which we built in the last 2 episodes. And we're getting closer here to the sketch, to the layout of our Chinese city. With the lost city here in the center, right? A temple surrounded by channeled rivers. Well, let's go. Let's develop the region. Well, before we start dividing everything up here, which I had told you I was going to do. Actually, I think I'll at least start with this part here. This other part, I'll leave for when we connect with the Chinese city, okay? Well, I did it in a way. I made a plan so that the zoning won't affect the avenue. Soon, right? So I'm going to start dividing up this side here, okay? Then we'll head towards the center here, okay? I'll start dividing up this side here, okay? Then we'll head towards the center here, okay? The plan was to do it gradually, but honestly, the demand isn't making any difference, man. Yeah, it didn't go through, so I'll keep zoning here. Always prioritizing here, right? The 6x6 industries, which are the largest size we can have. Well, we're already exhausting a sector here, and the demand just won't let up, right? Honestly, the situation here is complicated. Well, it dropped by half. In this first sector, we've already created 1,000 jobs here, right? And almost all of them are already filled. To help these industries level up, after all, they're all at level 1. I'm going to place some public services here, so I think it's worth having a service center here. And then another one on the other side, right? With all the public services that people need here. Like a clinic, a fire station, and also a police station. Some squares and parks, right? They'll help with recreation here. So here, you can even put a small soccer field. This one will fit even better. A baseball field, right? Since this is a more eastern side, I think. I don't know if baseball is that famous over there in the east, but there you go. We don't have a baseball field. Frequently here on the map, right? And the demand has already surged again, and we're already attracting a lot of cars to get out of here, right? So there won't be much we can do. I'm actually going to make these streets one way because I think it will make it easier for the traffic to organize itself better. So I'm going to make this mini ring road. And man, whenever I have the opportunity, I'm going to make some small connections with the expressways, okay? They're not official entrances or exits, but if we have these small alternative routes like this, we can ease up the intersections a little, right? Even if it's just a little. You don't need to provide access to both sides or anything. It's really just a little fix to get cars out of the intersections. And this will be the entrance, right, of this section, and here will be the exit. It makes it easier for those who arrive and then for those who leave, right? Just pull in here, go around the roundabout, and leave. I'm going to create a ring road here in this section as well. And it will work more or less the same way. And then I'll put the entrance here and the exit here. All right, I set up a flow direction scheme here, look. And now I'm going to start looting this other side over here, because after all, demand doesn't wait. Man, what's going on here? This is crazy, you know? The more I wander around, the less it seems like I'm getting anything done. And I'm seriously considering looking for some mod that changes this jobs issue, okay? Look, rare scenes from this series. Industrial demand ceased, right? But we know it'll rise again soon. I'm also going to take advantage of there being 2 sectors, right? I'll start detailing right away here around them so we can get an idea of how it's going to look when all of this is filled in, right? I'm going to grab some oaks and place them here between the avenue and the factory. And here are the roads. We'll have a green corridor and reduce the impact of the smoke here. on this road. Here too, there's some space left exactly for that, and the idea is to make a small compensation. An environmental one here, between the industries and the highway itself. I also think it's worth putting in this extra effort. And we're going to do here more or less what we did back in the German city. Informal access points in the tree planting. Just with this small number of trees here, it already gave the place a whole new look. And when I talk about the German city, this is what I mean. A lot of trees between one thing and another. And the informal accesses are these here to help reduce traffic at the intersections, at the main accesses. So here we also have an exit here on this side, another quick exit. Anyway, I was making them wherever possible, here as well. And here too, there's an exit around here. So I think that when we have several little spots like this, it ends up being really effective. These little blue roofs here, they even remind me of Asian industry. Really, when we take a look at Google Earth, we can see Google Maps. Well, let's take advantage of it. This is a rare moment. The trucks here arrived together since we divided everything together. And let's work on the access roads in our Asian city. But before that, I want to take a look at the issue of unemployment. I started the episode at 35% dropped. 3% now, it's at 32%, 31.9%. The 2,400 jobs created are having an effect here. Well, here. The connection will be as follows. I was thinking we could take this avenue here and go around it. Well, going around it is redundant. Go around it here at the foot of the mountain. Provide access to this road here, which is a side road and runs along the river. And from here, connect to this highway. So it's a corner road, so I'm going to start this process. It's actually pretty easy. Just follow the curves of the terrain here. And when it's time to cross here, I believe it can be a simple intersection. After all, I think the traffic flow here in this part of the city won't be that heavy. And from here, from this bridge, I'll start the beginning of the road, which will curve this way. And it will follow along the base of the hill until it connects. With this other end of the road here, which up ahead will join the industrial district. All right, now we have this end here to connect to this other end, but we'll have to make a crossing here at the river. And I think I'll even bring a bit of this avenue a bit shifted here, but over this way to move it a little away from this intersection. So I'll pull back a little here, and from here, I'll make a 45-degree curve exactly to create this shift here. Man, I'm going to make a slight curve right here on these corners because here I really want it to be kind of an elbow, you know? After all, this kind of thing is already happening here in other parts of the city, these kind of broken curves. So let's go ahead and make a crossing here too and keep going until both of these avenues meet here. This is the avenue that actually is the main one that gives access here to the industrial centers, so it's going to be extremely important. And maybe this simple intersection here with these side roads might not even be enough. Maybe I'll really have to build a bridge with dedicated access, but maybe that will be for later. Actually, right now I want to dedicate myself more. The connections with the accesses themselves, so yeah, it ends up being kind of a zigzag road. Maybe I'll fix this part here so it doesn't look so weird. I thought it looked weird. Well, I think this way it'll look better. Still a zigzag, but I changed that Z that was here into a C. And now, the last connection that's missing. The bus station is this one here, which is on the main road. And then there's a question. I was thinking about building another overpass like this one here on this other side to bring people over. This one will be more for cargo, but people will come up to here, this more central area. But maybe I won't build it right above the avenue. Maybe I'll put it a little more to the side. An elevated and fully expressway, it will go up to here. And then I have to see how it is. How I'm going to make this connection over here and on which road I'm going to make the access. Well, I think we could do it here, take advantage of the fact that these two streets here are separated and make the final access through here, even using a custom 3-lane road. Because maybe from here we can connect these accesses. Let's see if it looks interesting. I'll bring the overpass up to here. I think that's good. The good thing about building a Chinese city is that we can go overboard here with the craziness of the constructions, and no one will be able to say that it's not realistic. I'll bring this overpass up to here. I think we can lower it to 7.5. We're at 10 meters on the overpass. Let's reduce it to 7.5. Oh man, it's this side here that comes over here first, and now, yes, I'll do this other side coming this way. Pay attention to the craziness. I'm going to make a turn here to get access from this side. I spaced out. Here, actually, since there are 2 exits, this has to be one way. This here is an exit. I have to make the entrance. It will stay here. The solution remains in the middle. So from here, I can already go up, make a parallel overpass here, and now try to connect these 2 sides. Will it work? I don't know, but we're going to try something like that. It looks like an S. The curve actually turned out nice. I just need to check if the height here is good. I think vehicles can pass through here easily. I think it's really cool to play with this crazy stuff. Being able to do things a bit out of the ordinary. Who would have thought? Make an intersection here. Tight space. It's a challenge. I like that. These road trips. And here an exit will be over here. I'll even have to update these streets because here we'll have 2 lanes. One will exit. Okay, so one continues, but one will enter from here. So there will be 2 lanes. Let's see if the math works out here. There will be this entrance here and one here. So this one is exclusively for exiting. And this one comes here. And this one comes here. I think this is an appropriate place to have parking. So I'm going to remove these parking spots from here. Same here, same rules apply. And there you have a really crazy intersection, very crazy, that's going to serve the guys. The best part is if this here works. In other words, if it's all good and doesn't cause any traffic problems. Well, let's bring this end of the overpass a little closer here to our expressway. I just have to decide which path to take. I think for now, we can make a parallel here with this avenue and exit. At this curve here, so I would bring something more or less over here. Here it's going to be another crazy intersection because we have an overpass, we have an avenue down here, and we have the expressway with the parallel train track. And this other loose end. So this is going to be a huge project and it's going to be a lot of work, but little by little we'll get it done, right? And speaking of the train track, I want to position it now as well. Take the opportunity to set up our train track. And I wanted to bring it more or less up to here. Already at a final station, like this one here, the Mediterranean train station and place. Right here, more or less. But obviously, the Mediterranean has nothing to do with China. Or maybe I'll put it here on the side, but we're going to have, in the bike update, a station in this Mediterranean style, which has only been coming out on one side. I'll put it here. So I'll wait for the update to arrive here in Bahia de Barbosa when the mods are updated. And then after that, I'll do it. So what can I do? It's to bring this train track here from the port over there closer to our main network, maybe going around this corner here. It will be a city with many roads, but once it's done, I think it'll look really cool. So I'm going to take this track over there. Man, there's going to be a problem here because this track is on this side, so I'll have to move this track over here. And guys, we're going to have to build a viaduct to put the highway on this side. Unless from this tunnel here, I bring it back up to the surface right here and leave this end more for the passenger train tracks. I think that in the end, it's going to be better. That way, look, only if we bring a track from here, I think it doesn't even need to be parallel to the avenue. A 3% incline. All right. Oh man, I did it as a highway. Now it's a train track. And here, take an elevated route. And join up here with the rest of the track, which will end at the port. So we'll have this track right along the side here in the city. Some fine adjustments will need to be made, but you know that Barbosa gets it done. Good here. After the cargo terminal in this tunnel, I'm going to bring the passenger tunnel here, so we stay here with this tunnel exit over here. And this loose end is exactly so we can take it to our passenger station in the future. So now we have to do it. A connection here, which will be the cargo track. The junction is here and the cargo track joins here and goes to the port. Only this part here looks a bit weird. It's kind of glitched. But the project is done. Now we just update it. H finished. Man, it really messed up. Everything happened on this other side. Here it got fixed, here it glitched, and it's right at the node here. I'll try to redo this part here that I think is bugged. It's hard to deal with this kind of thing here. It's hard and really annoying, especially now that I had to make this tunnel exit. He never really understands what you actually want to do. And what's the solution he comes up with? Bug everything and then the game crashes. I was afraid of that. Alright, I'm back here. I redid it. It didn't crash, so it's going to stay like this. And apparently everything's alright too. Well, this one is going to be a super complicated intersection like I was saying. Because after all, we have going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes. So we'll probably use a lot of lanes here. The maximum is 5, but here we have 6 lanes from the game itself. But it's not a highway, it's an avenue. Curious. Let's start reducing here. From 6 lanes, let's go to 5 now. An avenue with 5 lanes, and then we'll go to 4 lanes here. Man, I should make it a highway. I think it'll be better. We have a road builder. We have 5 lanes, which is the maximum, but I'm going to add 1 more. So it's 6 lanes, which go down to 5 lanes, which go down to 4 lanes, which go down to 3 lanes. So it gradually opens up 3 of them. We know it's going to come here to this avenue, so maybe they'll be relatively easy to connect up to here. This is about to get wild because I'm going to take 2 lanes here and bring them over here. Actually, I have to bring them from here to there, right? Crazy. Let's try. You can even make a parallel up here from the lower road and then come out here. This is where things get crazy. Fit it in right about here. Do you think it'll work? Here? It needs to have a passage down here. It doesn't look good here because of the big wall, but if we take this wall out, it could be great. Hey man, it turned out nice, huh? The columns here can't be any wider. That's annoying. I'll do it first, then worry about the columns. I'm pulling here. I'm making an extension here from the other part. Man, this is really hard and really annoying to do. To make it worse, there's a train track here that keeps sticking there and gets in my way. Let's see here. Do we have a deal? Does it look good? First, let's adjust the direction of the road here. This road goes this way. And here there's a bump because of the foot of the mountain. So I'm going to level it so it's at the same height as the others. And here the lanes are wrong. Actually, this one is supposed to come here. This one is supposed to come here and not here. And this one will stay loose so we can pull it. A passage to this road here will actually be pretty easy. This side here. Just make a turn here. It will already connect here to our expressway. Man, this is crazy. And for now, I'm more concerned about making everything work. And then I'll worry about the details and adjustments. Just a little thing with the column here. Man, I just need to finish this side here. To wrap it up, I think I'll do it now. We have a tunnel here where the train passes. But I don't think it's going to be a problem because it must be really deep, right? It could even disappear there since it bothers me. Look at the view here. See, this part here stays. Man, you could even build an overpass here, make use of this area. Look, there's a mountain slope here. I'm gonna go up, pass over here, right? And go down here, see? Let's see if it looks good. I was going to go underneath, but there's a mountain here. Let's use it, see? I went around there here. I'm going to have to take care of this height difference, but I think it's fine here. And then just connect it on the road, these little adjustments here that I said I would do later. I'm doing it now, knot by knot, so it stays here in the best way possible. It's a smooth downhill, no weird turns. Man, I think this is it. I've reached a final result. Look, the ramps here, they split up and go down smoothly all the way to the road. Same thing going up. Man, I think it turned out well. Just here, look, I need to fix this, right? This little access ramp. I'll put a retaining wall here. Done. Look, it's much better here. Let me show you how it is. Look, this exit here, right? This ramp. We just need to remove these trees that glitched here, see? The passage here is also smooth. Really easy. Later, I'll fix things here on all the columns. Well, guys, I'm not going to mess around here much anymore either. I think it's meeting our goals pretty well here. For now, right? Later, the only thing left, right, is to make some accesses. From the elevated expressway heading down to the street, right? Maybe I'll make an access here or here in the middle. And on this other side here too, right? An access, I don't know. Look here in this one. A road next to the river anyway, but that will be for later. And about the industry, right? Demand is high again. I'm gonna start doing some subdivisions around here, but obviously we won't finish in this episode, but let's try to wrap it up. At least the demand is a bit lower, right? The demands are pretty much met. I'm not crazy enough to add commercial zones right now with all these notifications about businesses lacking customers, but that's it, my friends. Our unplanned industry is taking shape here. Look, do you remember that I made this long stretch to be able to accumulate trucks? And the trucks really are piling up, as expected, right? Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here with you, all right? Thank you so much for making it this far, the end of it. We've made a lot of progress in terms of infrastructure, right? We made the connections here with the Chinese city. Tell me, do you guys like this part? You want me to change things up, right? Because we don't have many options. Industrial demand has already grown. So here's the bottom line. All right. Thank you very much also to the council members whose names are appearing right now as a way of saying thanks, right? Just a reminder, if you're at the secretary level or higher, right, there are 2 new levels, secretary and deputy mayor. You'll have access to the raw footage of this episode where you can watch the video without cuts, without editing, and see how I solved each of the problems. So the names of the council members are appearing right now as a way of, and at this exact moment. When I was editing the video, I saw that Refuxo21 subscribed to the highest level of channel membership. He is our first vice mayor. And as promised here, the shout out by name. Thanks, Refuxo21, we're together. Always a big hug and see you next time. See you.